Hi, Phil here from Now Spinning magazine with the first of a flurry of UFO tinged videos. And this one is looking at a new release, well, a reissue of an album that's been incredibly hard to find. And it's High Stakes and Dangerous Men from, I think it was 1992. And it's superb. It really is. It was the only album to feature Laurence Archer on guitar, and Laurence Archer is a typical kind of, and I'm careful what I say here because my mind, I've changed as I've listened to this. You know how Michael Schenker had that tone? I shall mention this in other videos, that he had a tone that was unique, and Tonka Chapman also didn't quite have a tone to himself, but he made his own stamp. Atomic Tommy is it from mid-80s, but there was a period in rock guitar where it became incredibly fluid, incredibly technical, mathematical almost, and Laurence has this off to a T. The downside of that is it's difficult to take him out from all the other rock guitarists at the time who had a similar style and feel. Now, that is in no way to detract from the quality of these songs. It just means that when it comes to solos, they kind of, the notes just, triple out with, they just flow out, at a million miles an hour. But it works. It's emotionally connected to the songs, but you'll know what I mean. It's kind of like it's busy, but it does work. But what is interesting, I'll talk about the live album in a minute, is how obviously he was finding his own feet. But as a UFO album, I don't know how I missed this. I am a huge fan of UFO. I mean, on my other videos, I'm going to do a ranking stuff of all the UFO albums and go through a lot of the vinyl as well. But for some reason, this is the one, as I kind of filled in all the gaps in my UFO collection, it was always the hardest one to find. And because of that, I thought, well, maybe the band are a bit kind of, not embarrassed about it, but no one really sees any need to push for it to come out again. Maybe it wasn't that good. You've got Walk on Water was coming later, with Schenker back, and then maybe they thought it just wasn't, Laurence Archer only played on this album. Maybe they didn't think it was worth it. I mean, again, I was disconnected from where UFO were at this time. So when I put it on, I realised that this is a missing piece of UFO history. Borderline, Prime for Time, She's the One, Ain't Life Sweet, Don't Want to Lose You, Burning Fire, Running Up the Highway, Backdoor Man, One of These Nights, Revolution, Love, Deadly Love, Let the Good Times Roll. No, it's not what version. Absolutely superb. The songs are written by Phil Mogg, Pete Way, Laurence Archer, and they sound, it sounds fantastic. Clive Edwards is on the drums, and it's just brilliant. Seriously, I'm really, really impressed. And thank you, Cherry Red, for being behind this and bringing this out, and H&A Records. Now, Laurence Archer again. The Lights Out in Tokyo live album. I thought, well, putting this on, it'd be interesting to see because, it's again, live album, and there's a lot of UFO live albums. What's this going to be like? And they do a lot of tracks from this. But there's Running Up the Highway, Borderline. Then there's the favourites like Too Hot to Handle, She's the One, Cherry, Backdoor Man's on there again from this album. One of Those Nights, Love to Love, Only You Can Rock Me, Lights Out, Doctor, Rock Bottom, Shoot, Come on Everybody. Now on this, you would expect Laurence to be playing more notes than maybe it's humanly possible, but he doesn't. He's almost like kind of pulled back a bit, and he fits in like a glove. It's absolutely superb. Recorded on the 20th of June 1992, and the live album, the coupling of these two albums together is just magical. The live album, for instance, Rock Bottom, he stays faithful to what Schenker does. He keeps all those motifs, but he puts his own personality on it, and he plays like a a really, really melodic, great guitarist. And as I've got used to High Stakes and Dangerous Man, I just love the songs. And isn't Phil Mogg one of the most underrated rock singers that the UK has ever produced? He's so underrated. He's understated. He doesn't, he doesn't shout from the rooftops on his style or anything, but he's just a great, great vocalist. And both of these CDs, illustrate that really, really well. It appeared in the early 90s when rock music was hiding because grunge was ploughing over it like tanks. And saying you like rock music was like trying to, it was not easy, was it? And there they were doing this, and that's probably one of the reasons it got overlooked. But anyway, let's have a look in the package, and I'll see you the other side. This is UFO, High Stakes and Dangerous Men, studio album plus Lights Out in Tokyo. Nice fold-out digipack with pictures from the period, as you can see here. So H&E set, and I was concerned it was going to be a fold-out little poster, but it isn't. It's a nice booklet with the original artwork on, with an essay looking back at the album, with some nice quotes from Phil Mogg and Pete Way, also from Pippa Lang, from Metal Hammer, going through it, and again some nice pictures, giving you some background, and plus, you can read that actually, a nice review there as well from Metal Forces, and then the track listing for the studio album, and also the live one as well. The mastering by Andy Pearce and Matt Wortham is absolutely brilliant. So this is highly recommended, and I'm so pleased to get it because this is one of the only missing jigsaws from my UFO collection. So that's High Stakes and Dangerous Men by UFO, out now on H&E Records as a double digipack, coupled with the Lights Out in Tokyo live album. If you're a UFO fan and you haven't got this in your collection, you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. It sounds like it came out yesterday. It sounds really, really good. And the live album, if you're thinking, I've heard so many versions of UFO live stuff, do I need another live album? I think you do. I think you'll really, really like this. The quality of the recording is fantastic. Laurence Archer plays brilliantly on that, and the whole band are absolutely so tight. It's fantastic. So, UFO, highly recommended. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for ringing that little bell so you don't miss out anything. And please tell your friends about this channel and the website, and come over to the Facebook group if you'd like to talk to other people about music. And I shall see you on my next video.